Okay, keep going. Not bad. Not too shabby. Okay, one more. All right. So lately, you've been really inconsistent with your release. You've noticed that, right? So you're actually muscling the ball a lot more than you used to, and a lot of it has to do with how your setup is. Where you're like this, you've got no choice but to muscle it. So get the hand underneath it and support the weight with it. Okay. And you got to make sure that you don't put the weight on this side. This has got to be really loose. So what you're going to do, the left hand will actually help it kind of go forward and then let it drop. Okay. Yeah, do that. See, the roll is different, and also you don't do this as much. If you look at this one, so watch your head. See how much flinch that it. Okay, so you can see where it is. But if you look at this one here, what you're going to see, there's a lot more dipping down of this. See how the head actually. So by actually loosening your swing, you do less of this and more of that. This would have been really useful at invitationals, where it was just so twitchy, but I couldn't do anything about it. So you think of it as like if you're struggling really bad, but you were kind of in the mix. So, it's not something I want to do because it could have pushed you in the wrong direction. Sometimes when you make a change, it'll go a little bit worse first, and then it'll get a little bit better. You couldn't afford that because you're kind of hovering on the line. Just let it swing nice and loose. Because what we're trying to do is get rid of this. Really you kind of pushing with your shoulders. It should be more like that. Yeah. So after you throw it, kind of look and see where your shoulder is. It's ending up right here instead of really kind of. There you go. So you see, it's more like landing a plane. It's actually a lot smoother. Where actually sometimes you get here and you kind of hit up on it, the ball goes up and then kind of comes down. So you want to keep as much as you can, as long as you can, the weight on this hand. So you're cut, but it's because you're holding it, not because you're like that. It's completely loose, and as I go like this, I can just kind of drop my, and nothing. You feel nothing on your hand except for this part and this part. Yeah. A little bit. So the big thing, you want to be able to keep some flex in your knee. So as you take each step, so as I go here, I need to. So my weight stays on my back leg until here, and then now it's on this leg. Now I can pick this up without having to wiggle. So it's uh, you should be able to keep your mass above your feet. As soon as you start leaning over, that's when you start kind of. So that's why you want to keep your knees slightly flexed. Yep. There you go. So I want you to see how you get the ball on the lane. It's a lot smoother here. And it can actually be a lot smoother than that. Yep. I know it's hard for you to have, make time for it, but if you can take like maybe 10, 15 minutes after bowling or even before bowling, then you'll get back to where you were. You should be having about 220 right now. So I mean, so now the ball is actually getting down lane a little bit further, so you can actually, go like 2-1 right. Actually, go 3-2. Yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing where on Saturday mornings, early you're doing pretty good, but when the lanes start drying up, this can allow you to really kind of project it more. The only change is that on fresh, you need to really kind of tighten up your lines. But that's going to allow you to really kind of carve out a good shot for the second and third game because you'll be able to play further right, and you kind of opening up that area. So then by the second and third game, you can this way, and you can bump off of it. Oh, I like it. It's actually rolling really good. If you can get your swing speed to get a little bit smoother instead of really kind of going this way, if you get here, well, you don't even have to do that. It's just a matter of, so you have to think about this instead of really kind of, see, before you had to do that. Yeah. Now you just got to give yourself time to really kind of get here and just kind of, yeah. You'll be able to work this part of your swing where usually you're here. Now you're working here. Now you can just be nice and smooth. There you go. That's still actually pretty good. Like I said, well, you want to make sure you're not this way. You want to be more this way. If you think about it, it gives you more time to do what you need to do. So if you get here, if I'm getting here, I can actually just, so I can just see how I was able to really kind of, I didn't get my time out quick enough, but you get the gist of it. You need to do a bit of well work here and just kind of, yeah. Where you see I was able to get kind of here and just kind of without even really trying. So behind your calf, you got to be able to. Like I said, as soon as we get that swing speed down, that ball is going to really start moving. So go ahead and go 3-2 right because we know you're throwing it fast. But it's getting on the lane really smoother.
Yeah, it feels smoother on. I think my arm speed on the way down is
Just a little fast.
a little fast.
Yeah. But you've been like this for a little bit, so. There you go. Perfect. That was good. So you can see how smooth it's going to really get on the lane. And you really didn't release that as good as you can,
Yeah.
but this was better. So you see how it's just like that.
Yeah. On the way down, I felt my arm kind of pick up speed a little bit too.
Yeah. There will be you will get to the point where there's going to be a slight acceleration, but it's going to be more at the bottom of the swing. So you're going to get here, and then it's going to be like that, not like this. It'll just be so your hand speed will be like with your wrist, just like this, instead of really like this. It's going to be a slight difference. See, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah. Well, if you look at it, so this one, see how that is? So what I want you to do now is like instead of this way, I want you to just kind of get your fingers to really kind of, yeah, just very, ever so slight. Just kind of get it this way. Okay. So you see how it actually digs in a little bit. That one you've got out a little bit more, but actually the swing speed was a lot better on that one. Yeah. So that way, from here, you can actually get here. So when the ball lane starts overhooking, so instead of throwing a regular, you can actually just straight behind it. Yeah. So instead of having to be against a ball return like by game 2.5 to 3, you can actually stay in the same area, maybe with 1 or 2 boards instead of 7. Like I said, it'll get a time to get used to. So it's really a matter of being able to do this. From here, then you're like, well, right now you get here, and it's like, yeah. From here, I can go from here to here. I can just, and then as it comes off, see how it's kind of spinning there. A good release, you don't have to really kind of, yeah. It's a matter of this. You'll get ball speed from the height of your swing, and the freer you are here, the ball's going to kind of get faster off your hand. Huh. I like that one. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see it starting to. That was still promising. And it's not as good as you can throw. So right now you really don't have a lot of time to really have a lot of time to really kind of get this way.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get used to it, then this is going to get better and better. Yeah, that's better. So just kind of get your hand slightly like that.
I feel like I'm releasing it so far in front.
Yeah, you are. You are. You get better. You get better. Go 3-2 right. The thing of it is, you're consistently doing the same thing, which is good, and it's getting off your hand smoother. Once you get used to that, just like last year, you actually got comfortable, and all of a sudden, you start doing it better and better. Oh yeah, that's good. And also remember, this lane is always tighter than over there. So let's try this. So now you got here. Try to, instead of here, try to be more like that.
So more like
Yeah, but just kind of slightly, just kind of. So you're not really kind of cupping it. You're actually just holding it here and just kind of letting your hand kind of, yeah, a little bit more that way. Yeah. So that's going to make it tip up a little bit faster. That was really good. So a good bowler can actually take where he wants to play and just kind of play with his rev rate and he like tilt to kind of fit it in there. So you can see this right here. It's in the same area as the other ones, but you just kind of get around a little bit more. All right, let's get a couple more and then you can practice. I think I gave you a lot to really work on. Big thing is get more and more comfortable, more and more confident. Now it's starting to really kind of, really snap up. And the only difference that you did was from here to here. All right, let's get two more really, really good ones.
I'm releasing out front. Get it more back here. That just like
Yeah, just kind of. Yeah, instead of here, if you're here. So if you here, when it's dangling it's here, but then when you come up here, ask Skylar if she can throw some.
Shut up, Ryan. Ryan, look at my hand. I'm gonna punch you. Look, I punched somebody. Look at my hand. Stop. I just ran into the door, actually.
So I really like that one. That was good. All right, let's get one more. But you can see how this one right here. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of hang out there. It's all right. I think this is starting the right direction. You just got to get a little bit of practice in there. But I know that your schedule's kind of tough. But when you're practicing, you're not really going for score. Try to work on those drills up the line. Yeah. And your setup, make sure your setup, and make sure that first step is kind of like normal, kind of gentle. Yeah. You don't want to sit there and go tense everything up and just kind of. All right, keep going till you stop. Try to get more than two. You know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm calling you out. You just haven't been throwing a lot of strings lately.
Yeah.
You will throw like 2 and then like a 9 count, then a 3 bagger, then a 9 count, when you should be throwing like 6 baggers. There we go. Keep going.
That was really good.
Yeah. That was probably your best one today. So you see through the bottom, you just kind of,
Smooth there.
yep. Ooh, yeah. Actually, that still wasn't bad. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, off the hand, that's still
Yeah, it's a little bit flinchy, but you know,
better.
if that's your worst ball, then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So just